Hi all. I think had a great chance to attend some wonderful sessions since morning. Excuse me, on the lights, can we switch, these lights? Yeah, can we make them a little dim? And can we have lights in the hall? I would like to see the audience. Thank you. So post so many sessions and an excellent lunch, I'll try not to bore you guys with any details of what POSYST, is about. The salesman inside me, it takes a lot of effort to not do that, but I'll try. Before I start, how many of us are restaurant owners in the audience? Can I have show of hands? Restaurant owners? Restaurant owners? Okay. And how many of us are aspiring restaurant owners, have come here with the idea to explore, figure out, learn from the veterans? Perfect. I'll start with a quick story how I fell into this. Just for the quick introduction, I run a company called POSYST, which does technology for restaurants. And we do the back-end side of the restaurants. We help restaurants operationalize their billing, inventory control, CRM, etc. I fell into this. I'm saying that I fell into this is because this wasn't my idea, to be honest. What happened is that I was a victim of a myth that running restaurants is easy. Restaurants is probably the easiest business to do. Every time I used to go out with my friends, we used to think, yaar, ye dal mummy ne bataya 30 rupees ki ghar mein padti hai, aur ye 300 rupees ki bech raha hai. And that's when, conversations used to start, and by the end of the dinner, conversations used to derail. But one evening, the fate was different, and we ended up, freezing on the idea that we'll open a restaurant. As fate had it, we got a consultant on board. He did a turnkey project for us. Believe me, in 30 days from that conversation, we were standing outside our new restaurant, and it was opening. Right? So it was 30 days straight from, idea to execution, and not much thought was given. I mean, whatever these gentlemen are discussing here, these were the things which were not even there in the head. It was a very simple equation. 30 rupees ki dal, 300 mein bechenge, and that's all, right? After restaurant started, the honeymoon of this idea ended, and we got in front of the nightmarish reality of how the operations in the restaurant are. I personally feel that restaurant is one of the most difficult businesses, to run from the operation side. It's a 24/7 on your toes sort of job, and I have huge respect for all the restaurant owners, where we all as customers go and spend all our best moments in life. Now, what happened is that I was always a technocrat, and I was running a technology company before that. To solve my own frustration with the restaurant, I ended up building what today POSYST is. So I ate my own bread, before offering it to the world. My session today is about, what technology can do and how technology is impacting this entire landscape. So I'll quickly just take you through a couple of things which, not only we feel we are working on, we have worked on, which I feel technology should deliver, which is beyond any software, beyond any, point of sale system which you can put. Let's start with the feedback. People have been talking about feedback, marketing, customers, etc. Right? Today, when I go to a restaurant, at the end of my meal, somebody gives me a card which says, hey, please give your feedback on ambience, please give me a feedback on, food. And I end up taking 3 stars out of 5 for food. Now, this is an extremely inactionable feedback. I'm not sure if I can interact a little, but do we agree? Right? It's an inactionable feedback. I don't know. Somebody had 5 things, 3 out of 5 stars. I have no idea what to improve, what not to improve, what to keep same, etc. Today, we are sitting in the world where technology has gone to the extent wherein the feedback should be dish-based. Idea of my session is to kindle some of the thoughts in all of you guys, right? Feedback has to be dish-based. If I had a pizza, you should ask me, how was the pizza? If I had a burger, you should ask me, how was the burger? At least I can rate the burger, I can rate the pizza, you can take some action on it. Later on, you can quiz me on what was good, what was not. Today, feedback is not supposed to be dry as a card. It can be conversational. We are living in this world where WhatsApp and chatbots are taking over the world. And I'm not talking about something which is too futuristic. This is something which is available around us. So can this feedback be conversational? Can which is, in the technological terms, we call it adaptive feedback. What it means is how we converse with each other. So I come to your restaurant, if you were asking me this in person, what will you say? You say, hey, how was the food? Excellent. Did you like the pizza? Yep. How did you like the particular sauce or the crust or something, right? This is called adaptive feedback, wherein you are asking the next question based on the previous answer. And not really like a robot saying, okay, how was this, how was this, how was this, and you finish the feedback. So we are talking about a conversational feedback wherein if I start my answer with, no, food wasn't great, then your next question is, what wasn't great? Did you not like the pizza? And so on, right? So one, we are talking about a conversational feedback. Second, we are talking about a very, very actionable, result out of feedback. Marketing, right? Just now I heard, about how people want to segment their customers, and continuously there is this thing. We were talking about restaurant loyalty. I always tell a lot of restaurant owners that don't try to have a loyalty program which you see in the retail space for your restaurants because it won't work. Because according to me, restaurants need a very different sort of loyalty. There are two types of restaurants according to me, like in a broader way. One is a fine dine or a place where you go with your friends and family for recreation on your special occasions. You don't want to repeat it at least in next 3 months. And then there is the other side of the restaurant, which is a comfort food restaurant, which is probably near your residence or near your office, and you keep going there whenever there's a lunchtime or the dinner time, and whenever you don't want to cook food at home. That restaurant's loyalty lies in its food. That restaurant's loyalty lies in the consistency of the dish they are preparing. If they change the dish, loyalty is gone. They don't need to give any loyalty points. And that's where I see that restaurants are not able to have the same loyalty point program successfully implemented the way you see in the retail, because in the retail space we go and we want to go to the same store. We want to talk to the same salesman because every time we go there, the product is different. The range of the products is different. We started thinking about loyalty for the customers in a very different way. What is that metric which talks about whether a customer is loyal to my restaurant or not? That metric is how many times the customer is coming. Let's say the repeat usage. A second metric can be how much money the person has spent at the restaurant. And I think if I look at only these two metrics, I don't think I need to know whether the customer is loyal or not. These two are very, very clear indicators. So today what technology should impact is, can we reward this customer on the basis of their visit, on the basis of the money spent? We ran a small experiment for one of our clients, wherein it was a cafe with an average of 500 to 600 rupees per head ticket size. On an average bill was 1200 to 1300 for two. We ran a simple program wherein every time somebody crossed 5,000 rupees of spend, they got a message automatically generated which said, hey, now you are in the silver program. Whenever you are here next, all your bill is 5% off. Whenever they crossed 10,000 rupees in spend, similarly another message which said 10% off, and up to 20, which was putting them in a diamond category, and a 20% off on every bill. Now this is what I understand of the loyalty today, that customer is not being provided with a discount to spend more. Rather, they are being rewarded because they are spending more, because there's already a gratification which they have with our food, product, service, etc. But we have recognized it. We are continuously recognizing who's our customer and who's not our customer. Third important aspect, I think restaurants, and it's a sensitive topic. I think thefts in the restaurant, pilferage and theft specifically, is one of the largest holes which we have seen particularly. We all are, trying to market. We are trying to, go out wondering how to increase our top lines. But the bottom line, there is a sinking bottom line because of the pilferage and thefts, which most of us have not been able to realize or understand how to fix. And we started looking at and thinking about it in a little different way. And again, the technology comes to rescue. So all of us are trying to, save thefts as a cure. Theft happens, pilferage happens at the hand of our staff, at the hand of, at times, unfortunately, our managers, etc. But But then after it happens, we do an audit, 15 days, 30 days, whatever cycle we follow, and then we expect to catch the theft, question it, probably fix some people, fix some process, fire some people, etc. And this story goes on and on. We started looking at it in a very banking sort of way. We started understanding that theft is happening at a transaction level. And transaction is being done by either a server or a manager or a cashier or some of our staff members who are a part of that transaction. If I am able to predict, catch, isolate that transaction where there is a slight chance of theft or any mismatch happening, probably I will be able to prevent theft instead of only cure it. So we built something called an anti-theft system, which basically isolates all those transactions where somebody fudged the transaction. And I'll give you a simple logic behind it. Logic is that there is a flow of a transaction in any restaurant, right? I go to the restaurant, I order food, he punches a kitchen order ticket, later on he punches a bill, I pay the bill, they settle the bill, they bring back my card or rest of the money. Whenever somebody wants to fudge this transaction, something will change. Either they will go cancel a KOT, or they will go give a discount, or they will change something, they will move KOT from here to there. I have all those footprints. And we started matching the patterns, wherein whenever somebody was acting out of their pattern, you know how it happens with credit cards? Have you experienced this, that someday you made a purchase out of the blue, which you were not doing regularly, and suddenly you got a call from the bank saying, hey, Mr. XYZ, did you just make this purchase, right? And you said, yes, I just did that. Said, all right, sir. What happened at that time? Something in their system flagged. Something in their system said, hey, this man is acting out of his pattern. Generally, he makes purchases of 3,000, 5,000 petrol and petty expenses, but today he just made a purchase of 1 lakh. Please check if it's not a theft. Similarly, so at the restaurant side, we started looking at, can we look at theft or the pilferage more as a preventive measure, controlling theft and pilferage as a preventive measure rather than a cure. Last, I will say is that what Sahil, I'll just build on what Sahil from Dynode also said. I think we all need an integrated ecosystem. I was talking to a couple of restaurant owners here, and I keep hearing this again and again, hey, there are 500 apps in the market, there are too many people who are doing point of sale system, feedback management, this and that, and we are kind of tired with it, and we are tired of it, and we can't really make sense out of the data. One gentleman told me that I'm a technocrat and I run a restaurant and I have multiple dashboards and screens and the reports open on my system. I'm kind of fed up of it. I think today technology, what it should deliver and what it can deliver is an integrated ecosystem where a point of sale system should be integrated with a dine out for reservation, should be integrated with a Zomato, Swiggy and Foodpanda for ordering, should be integrated with Paytms and MobiQuicks and the banks of the world for the payments and the cloud telephony systems for your calls. The feedback should come into the POS, the item level feedback should go back to the feedback management application and so on. This is what technology should bring in, which condenses the reports or the data for the restaurant owners in one single window, which is actionable. And one of the examples of actionable analytics I can give you is, for example, in your restaurant, I know some of the tables I call them dud tables. They don't return business. Somehow, table number 3 and table number 4 somehow never make a lot of business. Even in the busiest time, those tables at times remain empty. Somebody should point it out to you. Somebody should point it out to you as an action that, hey, table number 3 and 4 probably are placed wrong. Probably AC is not working there. Probably they are in front of a door. Probably you can do something about it because table number 4 and 5 are the star tables. They always spin a lot of business. That means you can go and check. It might be a cozy corner. You can probably do something, better for the other tables. So I think with all these 4 points, and there is a lot to imagine, I think technology should be able, and today I think I can safely say that technology should be delivering what restaurant owners can take action on, and not only a data management system wherein you look at the reports and you move on. Before ending, a quick brief of what POSYS does. We started as a point of sale solution company headquartered in Delhi. We have our office in Kolkata and 7 other metros. Today we work with 3,400 restaurants across the country, all sorts, types and sizes of brands. I was very happy in today's session. Manish from Au Bon Pain was sitting here, Vinod from Wow Momos was sitting here. Both the brands use us and a lot of others. So we work from Mad Over Donuts to Jubilants to Degustabus, Indigo Delhi to Wow Momos to Au Bon Pain and a lot of other brands in the country. I think if I don't do this, बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा मेरे लिए यहाँ से बाहर निकलना. So the salesman in me would like to pitch that in case any of you would like to discuss about anything which we can do for you at the technology side, on the B2B side, on your restaurant side, happy to interact. Me and my team are around. Thank you.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are open for questions and answers. If you have any queries, any questions, you can definitely come up with it. Yes, there's a lady right there who wants to ask an interesting question. Wait, our friend with the mic will definitely run to you right now. Can you just raise your hand once again? She's right here.
Hello. I just want to know what happened to your restaurant. Little curious to know.
Yeah, so the good sense prevailed, and I realized कि ये मुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा. So we ran that. I think it was a little interesting. So first 3 months it was all good. Then we realized that a lot of people were duping us in the process because we were not hands-on. So one day I kicked out all those people who were managing the show. And next day everything fell on me. So next 3 months it was a fight with police, NCD, fire, and a lot of other departments I discovered exist in India. And after 3 months of fighting, I one day decided that I'm going to sell this thing off. It's not working out for me. But then somebody gave us an offer which was a little higher than what we invested, because our restaurant was returning a profit every month. That's when I thought, what worse can happen? Anyway, I'll write off the investment. Let's see. So we started running it because we wanted to learn, and this product also came out of that. We ran it for 2 good years before selling it off. Restaurant is still there. It's called Rasoi Express. It is in north of Delhi. Vegetarian QSR, converted to a casual dine, 40 packs.
Wow, that's wonderful. Any other questions? Yes, here's a friend.
Hi, good evening. My name is Abhishek. So I was wondering, your system does it have like an integrated inventory and GP management system?
Yes.
It does have. So
it does a very comprehensive inventory management system, and what largely our inventory control does is that it's a keyless. We call it a keyless inventory, because one of the biggest issues with inventory management systems which we have seen is that people at your restaurant are not really willing to key in all the data, all the bills at the end of every day, and that's where the bigger issue comes up, right? So we does that in a very keyless sort of way. They just update all the volumes, and that's all.
okay, so it's like I used to use a software called Fourth Hospitality. I don't know if you have heard about it or not.
Not really, but I'll.
So Fourth Hospitality is like one of the leading software companies in the West, like in London.
Okay.
So the key of Fourth Hospitality.
Oh, I know Fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So they got acquired recently.
Yeah, they got acquired.
Right,
recently.
I know that.
The
Correct.
key of Fourth Hospitality was it's very user friendly. Like a layman can be taught to use the POS
Right.
within a matter of hours.
Right.
So is your software as well user friendly?
Yeah, that's a basic deliverable, to be honest, because I know the pain of the restaurant owner. As I said, I'm a technocrat who also ran a restaurant, so so I know what's the pain, and there can be. So I generally call it illiteracy of different levels. What I experienced running a restaurant. So it was not earlier illiteracy and literacy was clear, educated and educated, right? At restaurant, I realized there was illiterate, English illiterate, computer illiterate, common sense illiterate, right? So and you can just land up to anyone, right? So yeah, I think we try to make it foolproof for all the 4 levels to best of my knowledge.
Okay, thank you. That's all. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, there is one question. So many questions.
Here.
Our friend from Bangladesh.
Is your company only serving Indian market or also in other countries?
We are serving right now in 5 other countries. We started, so we completed 5 years last month as a company. We started serving outside India 2 years back, but largely they were, the operations were run from India. Last month we started our Dubai office, and we are launching Singapore and Thailand as a physical presence in those countries, next month. So the product is catching up definitely outside India.
Thank you.
There was a gentleman here, or maybe, yeah, there.
Do your company make a mobile application on Play Store which can be integrated with the POS system which is inside the restaurant? Amalgamation of both of them. Do your company make such things?
Yes. So we do both. We have a white label mobile application for the restaurant owners to buy from us, which comes integrated with the POS. But also what we have done is, as I said, the ecosystem needs to integrate, and it's less about what we as a company can do, and it's more about what different players can serve restaurant owners with. For example, so we have APIs. Just to answer your question, we have the most versatile and open APIs available for all sorts of integrations with all kinds of third-party applications, whether you build your own, whether you buy from some other player. Happy. So right now in India, we run 26 integrations from your dine out to Zomato, Swiggy, Food Panda to all your digital menus, waiter and the server apps, as well as mobile apps for online ordering.
Any more questions? Yes, one lady at the back, and that will be the last question we'll take for the session. Can we give her a mic, our friend at the back? At the back.
Hi, you just told something about theft control in your systems.
Yep.
So there's one example that we face a lot of issues with. So there are voids in the system.
Yep.
So voiding the bills, KOTs, they are the major theft issues where people can, just juggle with the system or
Correct.
try not to be true to the company. So do you have any trigger alerts or something that tells the employers that there's something abnormal happening in the system or something which is not usual? There are too many voids, maybe 50 voids in a day.
Correct.
Something like this can be done in your system?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll tell you, I wish I can, I wish I could name, I don't want to name my clients, but then I'll tell you, recently, not recently actually, 3 months back, one man called us and he deployed our system 3 months before that. And the gentleman was out of the country, and he runs a cafe in Delhi, and a pretty large one, like a 15,000 square feet restaurant bar, not really a cafe. He told us that he did not activate the anti-theft dashboard in our system, but we still had the control over. We were catching the data. When he asked us that how many voids, specifically voids, have happened in his system in the last 3 months. You'll be surprised if I tell you. It was 15.5 lakh rupees worth of voids which happened in the system in a matter of 2 months only, 2 or 3 months max. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. When I say anti-theft system, what I do not mean that you stop your people from voiding the KOT. You cannot. There will be genuine voids which will happen. It does not mean that you put a permission control which says, hey, manager has to put in the password. Obviously, manager can put in the password, but what if these two guys are, doing this in convolution with each other? You can't really understand that. So what we exactly do is that we isolate the right void from the wrong void. And there are too many patterns. So we personally look at 65 distinct patterns in the change in the way the transaction has taken place in the restaurant. Compare it to the normal transaction in a day, compare it to the normal waiter or the cashier or the manager. And believe me, all these problems are very easy to isolate. When you look at them isolated, you just get surprised. The cafe in question, they had 32 waiters, 18 left within first month of activating it. So restaurant owners were kind of in a mixed feeling, but I'm sure most part of that mixture was happiness. So yes, so this is a menace, void, discounting, transferring the kitchen order tickets, and a lot of others are a real menace. We will take care of that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, Ashish.
Thank you, guys.
That was
Thank
a
you.
wonderful session. Can I have a huge round of applause for Mr. Ashish? And now I'd request Ms. Pratima Bharadwaj from Franchise India to please come up and hand over the memento to Mr. Tulsian.